Stick to the code with the coast of my pros. I don't play by the rules, I switch up the flow. Hey, chill on the weekend, give X's and no. She in love with the kid, I ain't texting her phone. Rocky Gianni got filming this gold. I was packing for Cali, ain't bring me no clothes. Plus that I'm copping a fit off the rip. Met a chick from the netty, you know it's a switch. They tell me quick, so I know it's legit. After we fuck, she meet up with her friends. They like, what happened? You blowing and shit. Cracking the game, got the codes and the glitch. I was outside so long, got frostbite. I ain't never stopped, no way, got foresight. I be on tour, my bros, no tour guide. Beat the floor and the dog get on mine. Soon as they call mine. Ayy, she said I look like OGZ, but this ain't Shoreline. My top, send them to the archive. Go against the fam, goddamn, it's a war crime. Hey, you be on both sides, trying to get a cosign on the wrong bet. Wasn't looking at the wrong side. Five-star shit like Rob Van Dam when I show wild, you know it's showtime. Prime time, rap like Bo, each track a new highlight. Drop a hoop mixtape, had no coach, can't feel like RJ, feel like Zion. Duke of New York, I ain't new to the sport, getting out of my deal, they was selling me short. You ain't telling me shit since I started to win on my enemy's board, bitch, look at the score. Hey, yeah, put a headstone with a beat lay. Put a track on the stove to the DK. BK, okay, never behave. Hey, yeah. Every time the shit drop, it's a heat wave. No mind for the he say, BK, okay, fucking with the NYCK. Hey, yeah, I eat beats like it's my cheat day. I work hard, I had no leeway. Stay with heat, I feel like D-Wade. Hey, yeah, open flame, I had to cremate. She come back like instant replay. High degree, can't stop the heat wave. Can't stop the heat wave. Can't stop the heat. Can't stop the heat wave. Hey. Can't stop the heat. Can't stop the heat wave. Can't stop the heat. Can't stop the heat wave. Can't stop the heat. With the coast of my pros, I don't play by the rules, I switch up the flow. Chill on the weekend, give X's and no. She in love with the kid, I ain't texting her phone. Rocky Gianni got filming this gold. I was packing for Cali, ain't bring me no clothes. Plus that I'm copping a fit off the rip. Met a chick from the netty, you know it's a switch. They tell me quick, so I know it's legit. After we fuck, she meet up with her friends. They like, what happened? You blowing and shit. Cracking the game, got the codes and the glitch.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Wednesday to all who celebrate. Well. No mic. There we go. No? Still no mic. Is that not working? Oh dear. No. Do we have mic? Is there a microphone? There should be. It sounds like it's coming through. Can someone confirm that there is audio coming through this, please? There we go. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're well. Yeah. Probably we'll be talking a little bit about last night, I reckon. Nice to have you all here. We've got some Romanian football to play. And we're going to talk real football. Who'd have thought real football? Not really my kind of vibe, is it, to be honest? But I think we can maybe do a bit of good with Farul Constanta. We're 9 points outside of the European spots. But we don't want to talk about that, do we? We want to talk about last night, don't we? So let's get into it. Let's have a bit of fun and see where we get on. And see how long my voice holds up before it starts to crack a little bit. Because I can already feel it going now. Right, let's get into it, shall we? Here we go. So, welcome one and all evening to everybody who is here via Twitch, via YouTube, via TikTok. It's a pleasure to have you all in. Of course, we've got Notsdan, we've got Grant Elgar, Owen Pinnell, Carl, Jake, we've got Ruscio, we've got MCG, we've got Casper Marino. Casper Marino, what a name that is, by the way. That is like elite. That is elite level naming conventions there. So appreciate you being in here. Mr. Life, where's Michael? Je ne sais quoi. Où est Michael? Well, Mr. Jolly, what a performance. Kebab Rap Chris, what a performance. I mean, like, honestly, last night was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I just need to say it, right? Like, Ruggio's already put, okay, that I am now officially not a bad luck charm for Sunderland. I was trying to work out when was the last time that I went to the Stadium of Light and saw Sunderland win, and I thought it was a lot longer ago than it was. It was actually the playoff semi-final against Luton. For some reason I thought we drew that match, but we did win that match, so I was there for that. Welcome to everyone over on TikTok, where I can see you all popping in saying hello. Last night, I have never heard the Stadium of Light as loud as it was. I've never seen the fans get behind the team for as long as they did. I've never seen them not sing anti-Newcastle songs for as long as they did. There was like two around the 60-minute mark, which I don't like the anti-Newcastle songs anyway. Like, you know, just leave them alone. But it was, I imagine that's what European nights must feel like. Like, that's what I was saying to my mate. I was like, I imagine that's what European nights must feel like. Because it just, there was a vibe. There was an absolute vibe from the second you walked into town. There was queues to get into the stables bars. We couldn't get in the stables bars. We went straight to the ground and just went for a pint straight away. And I had like 2 pints before we went up to look at our seats. And there's this whole like get the rave on at 7, the kickoff's at 8, and like it was just, you could just feel that it was just gonna be a mad one. And I was like, I need to pop down having the pint before we start. And I just couldn't get in. Like 7:30, I was like, there's not moving at all. Like 7:15, I couldn't get in back down into the bar. I was like, right, I'll just stand up and I'll just get nervous in the stands. Commentary ripped off, says Sports Mad. Absolutely disgusting how the game went to an extra few minutes for me to just see the greatest night of my life in the last 10 minutes. Memories forever. 1 second to go. 1 second. I mean, look, we talk about over here, right? Doing things the easy way, doing things the hard way, doing things the TJ way. Right? Ben Dobson, best moment I've seen at the stadium of my lifetime. 100% agree, Ben. I have not seen any moment like that at all. Like, I don't know if I ever will. Like, that was special last night. Genuinely special. I've posted the scenes after the goal on TikTok tonight. So I'll put that up there. But I mean, yeah, it was just one of those moments that bottle it. If you could bottle it and explain, like I've bashed football a lot. Like I've got a lot of humble pie to eat tonight about how football actually might be decent. After last night, maybe I have to change my mind a little bit. Ben Dobson's in on the follow. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. Cambrody is in. Nice to see you, Cambrody. KMS Flooring, you're a Coventry fan. Mate, like, look, I have boosted the flooring company for KMS, right? Like, you do great work. Honestly, your boys need to hold your heads up high, right? They were superb over 2 legs. We were brilliant in the first half last night. We were brilliant in the first half. We were shit in the second half. Like, we were not good in the second half. We sat off too much. We let Coventry in. We probably should have been beaten in 90 minutes, if I'm being completely honest, right? You could hear a pin drop when Coventry scored. And I think there was then that feeling of inevitability in the ground being like, oh, you know what? I think we're going to lose this. And like, there was 10 minutes. And it was the only 10 minutes of the match where the stadium was silent. Like, the Coventry fans were having a brilliant time at that point, but it was the only time that the Sunderland fans were silent, because it was, and all football grounds are known for being like, oh, we've got brilliant atmosphere, and they haven't. Like, they're good when they've scored, and that's about it, right? But from before kick-off until the end of the game, the Sunderland fans, they didn't stop trying to do it. They literally, the fans did everything. The fans did all they could do, right, to help that team. But I reckon Coventry, if Coventry had won last night in normal time, I don't think anybody would have complained. Like, you'd have sort of gone, oh, yeah, probably deserved it. Do you know what I mean? Once it went to extra time, Harry Salter, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for the follow. Once it went to extra time, there was just this nervousness of like, oh God, like, what's going on now? And the longer that happened, it was like, is this going to penalties? And we're like, you're sort of like looking around the pitch going, who's going to take one? And I'm like, this is set up for Luke O'Nien to either score and be the hero or miss and be an absolute villain. And I was like, please don't let Luke O'Nien miss and be a villain. And what happened was, so you'll have seen it. They get a corner, like 30 seconds to go or something, 20 seconds to go, and Lafie comes over to take it, and he kind of gives it the whole like to the crowd, like a wrestler, like calling for his finishing move, right? And I said to my mate, I was like, look, I says, he can't just like, you know, tell us to G it up. I was like, we've done our bit as fans. We've done our bit, like all match. It's up to him now. He's the one that's got to beat the first man and put a decent cross in. And he steps and he pings it, and then Ballard gets his big statuesque head on it. And as it clips off the underside of the bar, and then like it goes in slow motion, and we're all sort of looking at this going, have we scored? And there's about like a half a second delay where the ground is like silent. It's just waiting for the ball hitting the ground and bouncing back up. And as soon as it catches the roof of the net again, the whole place just erupts. And honestly, if you were to write a script, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. But as the Arsenal says, given the fact that I love Sunderland and hate the Premier League, oh, I'm so torn. Because that kind of moment is what I live for. Right? That's what you live for in all sports, right? Is moments like that. Do I think we'll win at Wembley? I don't know. Do I want to get to the Premier League? No. Do I want to see scenes like that again? Yes, absolutely. Do I want to get to the Premier League? No, probably not. Oh, would I relive that all over again? Yeah, I would. I'd do that. Am I going to try and get tickets to Wembley? Yes, I am. Mrs. J is already aware as to what's going on. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, madness, absolute madness. Last night. Do I always play narrow tactics in FM? Not necessarily. No, I like some teams I've played with width. I like a 4-3-3. I like to spread the play out wide because I'm an old school manager who likes wingers. I like a 4-2-4 wide, to be honest. But this team, This team, I've not got any wide players, so I've got to go narrow with this team, unfortunately. But that's where we are there. Do we still have Prokofiev music intro? Yes, we do. Yeah, the Dance of the Nights is still the intro, and it's like, yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Wise Men Say was awesome as well. That sometimes makes me tear up a little bit when I listen to it. But yeah, last night was just like, let's have it. Let's have it. Danny Boy, what's an FM save you'd recommend in Scotland? Ooh, interesting. I mean, we don't really do very well in Scotland, so I would avoid the old firm. I would avoid the big ones, the Rangers and Celtics. I'd avoid Aberdeen because it doesn't exist. Motherwell is quite interesting. Berwick, I suppose, is kind of like an interesting one to do. Peterhead, don't go to East Fife. I've not really had much joy there. Queen of the South is quite good because you've got Hampden Park as your stadium, so massive stadium. Maybe maybe Hamilton Accies at the minute. They've got no ground. Go manage Hamilton Accies, or Hamilton as they're just called now. KMS Forum there, my second team. I'm Scottish. I've got a soft spot for Coventry. No, that's understandable. Ben Dobson, best moment I've seen in the stadium in my lifetime. Ben, sign Frank Achampong. Who's Frank Achampong and where is he? And will he come to the first division of Romania? Explain Frank Achampong to me. Miz Life, as a Brighton fan, I'm embarrassed by the stadium atmosphere. It's dire. The fans are some of the nicest people. The stadium is silent until Brighton score. I think that's most football grounds, to be honest, Miz Life. Like, I genuinely think that's most football grounds. And any football fan that tells you otherwise is an absolute liar. It's just the way it is. Like, that football is now. It is like that. There is no atmosphere. Most games don't really have anything riding on it. Last night clearly did have something riding on it, which is why everyone knew what they had to do and knew they had to create an atmosphere. But yeah, most Premier League and most Football League and British grounds are like a library. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really is. And whatever away fans try and sing, is this the library? Like, mate, your home stadium is just as quiet, because that's how it is. Like, we're not like Europeans. European teams that go like have proper ultras. Like, we can't do it over here. It don't work. It's like ultras over here are like 15-year-olds in Stone Island jackets with like scarves pulled up over their faces. It's not the same. And I even put in the Discord last night, I'm not a fan of this whole like waving the bus in, and it just it doesn't quite sit right. Maybe I'm too old, right? But I don't like this whole cheering the bus thing in. But my word, it looked decent last night. Again, because it normally looks naff. It normally looks a bit crap, and like Sunderland usually drop the ball and make things look a little bit cheap as well. But last night they didn't. They made it look good, and the tifo of the cat was class as well. Much better than Arsenal's. Much better than Arsenal's little like pretendy gun. But yeah, that cat was pretty decent. Like, all right, yeah. And if we lose at Wembley, fair enough, we lose at Wembley. But let's just go and have some fun now, isn't it? Ryan McKeown, appreciate the follow, very kind. Thank you for that. Calispera Mean Wolf, Calispera Jason as well, by the way, over on YouTube. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're good. As I say, we are triple streaming tonight. We are Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. If you're in on any of the streams and you haven't hit the follow button already, please do so. Andy H2O, have a great night. Thank you very much, Andy Water. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Albu. We are, of course, 1-0 up, and I've just talked straight through that. We moved up to 6th. Didn't I apply for the Bursa job? I did. And you know what? I was a little bit arrogant in the interview, and I didn't get it. So I didn't get the Bursa job. But I did get a 3-year contract to Farul Constanta, so swings and roundabouts there. Next stop is Sunderland, though, right? We all know that. Coupe 2-0. Danny Boy, appreciate the follow as well, by the way. I saw that pop up and I didn't call out straight away, so apologies for that. See, you had your name in the North Stand billboards of Jameson Whiskey. Well, I've got to be all over the place, haven't I, sports mad? Gotta be. Got got to make sure that everyone knows that I'm there. Did you go last night, by the way? Did you have a ticket for the game? I think Chris was it. I think Chris was there. Were you there? Build a statue for Big Dan straight away. Agreed. Andy XX is in on the follow as well. Thank you very much for that. As is Doodle's son. Ryan McKeown, when's the next comedy gig? That's a great question, Ryan. That is a great question. We started talking about this. I get distracted a lot. We started talking about this, about trying to come up with the next Football Manager Ruin My Life tour. And it was also part of the whole Football Manager convention. And I think it's going to have to be next year, by the way. It's going to have to be next year. We won't be able to get anything in before now because a lot of the venues will be booked up. I was talking with Murph, actually, because Murph's a promoter, music traditionally. But we were going to talk about trying to work together and get the comedy show on. So we'll see. Maybe it'll go to different venues than comedy rooms. But yeah, I would say next year, probably. Appreciate you saw it at the stand though. Love that. Excellent. Which stand, by the way, Ryan? Was it Newcastle? Was it Edinburgh? Was it Glasgow? Andre in with a follow, and Kyle, appreciate that as well. Doodle's son. How are the lads? indeed. Absolutely. Newcastle stand. Oh yeah, that was a belting gig. That's the one we recorded. That's the one that's on YouTube. If you've not seen the show, by the way, if you've not seen Football Manager Ruin My Life, it's old. I'm gonna call it now. It's old. It's like 13 years old or something. But we recorded it, and it's on YouTube. So if you go to Tony Jameson FM YouTube, you can watch an hour and a half's worth of Football Manager comedy. And there was that. That's just behind me. There is my tour poster. We ended up touring it, which was mad to think of. Absolutely mad. Still mad to think of even now that we toured a comedy show about Football Manager. But there you go. There was a lot of people enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed it as well. I really enjoyed it. Is FM25 not coming anymore? No, Andy. No, sadly not. There is no FM25. Yeah, it just didn't happen. Unfortunately, it was cancelled. What, about 3 months ago? Possibly 4 months ago? No. It was January. So yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago now. It was delayed originally. It was supposed to be in November, and then it was put back to March, and then it was in January, or January or early February time, I think it was. They just pulled the plug on it and went, "Oh, it's not happening," unfortunately. So yeah. Meanwhile, who are Sunderland playing next for promotion? So we're playing Sheffield United in the final, and by all accounts, Sheffield United have finished above us, so they get the choice of they have to wear their home kit. So we're going to be wearing this. We're wearing away. It's been decided we're wearing white. I think a lot of people thought we were going to wear blue because the white was going to clash a little bit. But yeah, no, it's been confirmed tonight we're wearing white. So this is the shirt we'll be wearing on the 24th. So Andre Limbria, appreciate the follow, very kind. Is it a Farul Constanta career mode? Is the question. There's also another question about, is this a Romanian save or Romanian career from Andre over on TikTok? This is a Journeyman save. So we've started unemployed, no badges, no experience. We ended up in Finland to start off with. We were a club called HIFK. They were an amateur club. They weren't even paying us, by the way, as well. This is like literally how you start on a journeyman career. We weren't getting paid. We were in Finland, an amateur club. We kept them up. They turned professional. They then told us that they had an 18-month transfer ban, which was really helpful. We did fine. We did all right. And then we finished second. Like after 4 years, we finished second. Missed out promotion to the top division in Finland, and I was like, look, you know what? I think we've probably gone as far as we can go here with HIFK, and sort of let our contract run out and just walked away from the club at that point. And then shortly after, Farul Constanta came to talk to us and offered us a job. And this is Farul, who are owned by Georgie Hadji. The Rivaldo is part of the backroom staff. He's a director. Jica Popescu, great youth setup. So I'm looking forward to this is our second year. We won the second division, first time of asking. We're now into the Romanian first division. Where we go next, I don't know. I don't know whether we stay here and we have another season. We have had to sell a couple of players, good players that have come through. So whether or not we do stick with Farrell next year or not, I don't know. We've just been given a 3-year contract, so we probably should consider staying for a little bit, or whether we move somewhere else. We haven't quite decided just yet. But it's quite good fun. I've never managed in Romania before, but I'm enjoying it. It's good. No more FM. We just play the FM24 and that's it. Yeah, pretty much, Andy. Yeah, pretty much where we are at the minute. It's not that there's no more FM. There will be more FM. It just won't be FM25. It might be FM26. But it's also not yet. So we don't know when that's going to be. But yeah, not right now. Not right now. Right. Alexa Kellick wants to move to Pogon Shizgen. I'm going to upset him by saying he can't go until the end of the season. Yeah, which I think is fair. Barton says, I'm now a Sunderland fan until after the playoffs. Thank you, Barton. Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that, my friend. Nice to have you in, buddy. A pleasure to see you. Drew in with the follow. Appreciate you, Drew. Very, very kind. Thank you very much. Keeping us up to date over on TikTok. Appreciate that. Tristan's in, by the way. I hope you enjoyed last night, pal. I did. Thank you. It was lovely. It was really, really nice. Had a great time. And I got back at 1:30 this morning. Went to bed at 2, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm training today, aren't I? So I was training people from 9:30 at work. So yeah, it was. It's been a long day, and at no point did I think I'm not coming on to talk to you a lot tonight. So I was like, gotta get done. Drew, hey buddy, I was addicted to FM for so long. I haven't played it in ages. Oh mate, you need to get on board with it. Get on board, good that you're no longer addicted. That's the main thing. But yeah, get in, freshen it up, take a new save, go and manage in a nation you've never seen before. That's the way to do it. Brody asked, what skin? We're doing this. This is the WTCS skin. I'll pop the link into TikTok. There you go. Can I do it? Don't know if I can or not. Have I done it? Yes, I have. Yeah, the link's up there. So go and get yourself a copy of the skin. I think it was designed by Work the Space. Or at least he had a lot to do with it. So yeah, I like it. It's got a mixture of like Musterman stuff and Saz stuff. It's kind of like a perfect hybrid, really. Let's ask for more money. If they want more money, then he can go. But until then, he's going nowhere. Brody King's on the follow. Thank you, Brody. Very kind indeed. What we got here? We've got Lord Jojo got Mafra for Portugal in my FM mystery box. Just got to the Champions League. Oh, nice. Where did Mafra start? Are they like 3rd division or something? Or lower down? I do like a mystery box, by the way. There's a question as well we had about from, have we ever had a son? I think it was Ryan. Ryan, have you ever had a son come through the youth ranks? I mean, 20, 36, 37, never had any joy. We had one once. I've had it once. And it was FM22. It was our British Steel Challenge, where the plan is to win every league and cup in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. And when I was manager of Crystal Palace, we had a son. Jonathan Jameson turned up. And he was definitely my son because it had favoured personnel, Tony Jameson, brackets, father. And it was mint. It was mint. We took him to TNS with us, and he was brilliant. We took him to Leeds, and he wasn't that great at Leeds, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun to see a son turn up. Bogdan's asking what skin we're using. Let me pop the skin back in there in the TikTok chat for you, Bogdan. Yeah, we're using the WTCS skin. Oh dear, I've pressed the wrong button there. He looks good actually. Trainees were very confused about the 3-hour session of Dan Ballard highlights. Yeah, they were. But you know what? I think that they now understand why they should be more like Dan Ballard. Well, this is how to be effective. I've never had a son in FM. I've only ever had it once. Only ever had it once, Barton, and I think it was great. We all remember it, and we were like, "Oh, nepotism reigns supreme," as he gets picked every single week, despite the fact he wasn't actually good. How did you get all the reporters to great respect? Because I'm charming. I'm charming. I don't know. Bribery, possibly. Greetings from Romania, Bogdan. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Gnotto, Leeds United fan, I'm presuming, over here. Congratulations on the championship win, Gnotto. You're in a Real Sociedad career. 2028 might win the league and the Champions League for the first time in my save. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We can get the double. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Mr. Life, I've never been to Wembley. Are you going? I have been to Wembley. I've been, so Gnotto as in with a follow. Appreciate Gnotto, very, very kind indeed. So I've been to Old Wembley to watch Sunderland lose in the playoff final against Charlton. That very famous, I don't know if you remember. I don't know how old people are in the chat, but there was a very famous Sunderland-Charlton playoff final. It finished 4-4. 4-4, and Sunderland lost on penalties. I was there for that, so I'm not a great luck charm for Sunderland when it comes to going to Wembley. And then I've been to New Wembley for NFL. I've not been for football. I've been for NFL, and I like New Wembley. It's pretty good. So we'll get our tickets sorted for New Wembley, and we'll go and see playoff final and see what happens. Penalty in this match, by the way, against Steaua Bucharest. I've been to the area of London called Wembley, not the stadium. Oh yeah, it's good. The stadium is really, really good, actually, really good. Giannis Phyllis says, do a Pas Giannia FC rebuild. Pas Giannia, is that they are Greek, aren't they? We did a Build a Nation in Greece to start FM24, and we were Larissa, and I loved it. It was brilliant. We had 18 seasons, 19 seasons, 17 of which were at Larissa until they sacked me on the eve of a UEFA Cup of a Europa League final. Not happy at all. I ruined the save. Janie says, show the league table. This is where we are, Janie. 6th at the minute. Am I playing the Romanian league right now? Yes, right at this moment in time, Leo. That's exactly where we are. We're in Romania. 5 points behind the European spot, so 4th is Europe. So it's getting quite interesting, isn't it? To be honest. Very interesting indeed. DM just got the Swans promoted again. Nice. Go on, Swans. MCG, Wembley is brilliant. I've only been twice, both for AEW shows. I had tickets for the first AEW show, and then Mrs. J booked us a holiday, so I couldn't go. And I was like, oh, great. guess I'll sell that ticket then. So I ended up having to watch it on a laptop in the lodge that we're in. Oh, that's got to be a red card, surely. There he goes. Get him off. All I remember about Sunderland is Julio Arca, Dean Whitehead, Liam Lawrence, and Kevin Kyle. I mean, that is, oh god, that is a who's who of Sunderland, isn't it? Julio Arca, all the way up here, Dean Whitehead, Liam Lawrence, Kevin Kyle. It's, yeah, that is Sunderland to a T, isn't it? God, some of the players we've had in our history. Oh, my word. My word. Mr. Life. Sheffield United are favourites. I want something to go up. It's boring when all three parachute teams go up. I think Sheffield United probably are favourites, but I don't think they've got like what I like is the, and that's another penalty. What I like about the narrative of it all is everyone was talking as though Coventry were flying straight through. Like, nobody gives Sunderland a chance at all. And then I was talking with a friend of mine. I was like, go through the team, pick out the players man for man who you'd rather have. And it's not all the Coventry team. You forget just how good that Sunderland team actually is. And when they play, they're great. We could still do another striker, I think. I forgot we had Patrick Roberts, who was great in his 2 seasons at Celtic. He was, and he's either great at Sunderland or so frustrating. Last night was one of those frustrating matches, unfortunately. I thought Rigg looked good when he came on, though, and really changed the game up. I think Roberts is good when the fullback lets him get past. And if he can't get past the fullback, he just keeps cutting back, and then whereas if he can go past them without thinking, he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Andrea says, "Are we streaming every day?" No, so we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Tuesdays is a no because I now play 5-a-side on a Tuesday. Dads v Dads. So that's happening. Thursday is podcast record. Shout out, of course, to the FM Show podcast, which comes out tomorrow. So come and head over to YouTube or wherever you get your podcast from and pick that up tomorrow. Or if you're on Patreon, you can get it right now. Yeah. And yeah, Saturday is human time, I think. Sometimes we'll do Saturdays. Didn't Sunderland win their last playoff final in League One? Yes, we did. Yeah, we got promoted in the playoff final against Wickham. So, got ourselves a win there. He was quite overpowered in the SPL, to be fair. He was a very, very good player. Very good player. As I say, he is a good player in the Championship as well. But I think he looked mint a couple of years ago when he had Diallo, but then everyone's going to look mint with Diallo. Oh, we've nearly scored. Livy, welcome in, Livy. You've done a thing. What have you done? Sousa will beat you in the final. Yeah, maybe. And if you don't, never mind. Yeah, the pressure's all on your lot, not ours. So it should be a good match. Yeah. And if you don't win, your Saudi Arabian overlords will be upset. Yeah, so there is that. What we got here? We got Jana says our Greek current situation is terrible. And Friday we'll learn if the team goes bankrupt. Oh dear, that's Janya. They're gonna go bankrupt. It's just another team, innit? How's Joe been this season? Brilliant. He's a superb player. He's just getting better and better every week. Adriano Pace taps it in 4-0 against Stoia Bucharest. We've already beaten Dinamo Bucharest 4-1 this about 2 weeks ago, actually, I think, on the according to the fixture list here. So another massive result here. FM No Casuals is in, by the way, doing the Vados challenge tomorrow. Going to be a tough one. Oh yeah, really tough. Cold skews. What does cold skews mean, Isaac? I'm confused there. I might need a bit of help there, that one, pal. Is Job going to be as good as his brother? The question is Jude going to be as good as Job? You know, that's the way I'd look at it. Two very, very different players. That's the thing that we need to look at. Is they are two very, very different players. Okay, so you can't really compare what they both do. And I think that Job needs to be judged on his own. And he is very, very good. You know, would love to see the Bellingham brothers both play for England at the same time. Yeah, maybe. As a Scotland fan, I'm not that fussed, but yeah, I can see people would want that. Whether or not it will work or not, I don't know. But he's certainly got potential. I keep forgetting he's not even 20 yet. You know, That's the thing. Livy says that she's broken the Geneva Convention. What? What have you done? Gave a player a contract of £10 a week with a £10 bonus if he plays. I kept him on the bench. We never played him. It's a 10-year contract. My word, Livy, that's exploitation. You can't do that. You can't do that. Job is more likable than Jude. Well, I couldn't say. I couldn't possibly say. Cole Skews is an ex-Bristol City legend. Okay, I still need some context as to why we're talking about Cole Skews. What does that mean? I didn't know if you could give 10-year contracts in the game. Right, what's happening with Cole Skews? Let me... On this day in 2013, Ipswich signed Cole Skews, Mr. Consistent. Right, okay, cool. He's the manager of Bury Town. Okay. I don't really understand, but you know what? Yeah. Up the Cole Skews. There you go. Daniel, as a fellow Sunderland fan, are we winning next weekend against Sheffield United? Maybe. We might do. If we don't, we don't. But if we do, we do. Who knows? Do you know what? Weirder things have happened. After last night, anything can happen. Anything can happen. How are the skews? Skews you? Excuse me. Excuse me, coming through. Gunny is in there, sorry. Tony, long-time listener, first-time live stream viewer. Love the podcast. Yes, Gunny. Now we're talking. Welcome in, my friend. A pleasure to have you. Glad you could join us. Hope you've hit like and subscribe on that YouTube channel there. Look at me. Look at me. I sound like a proper content creator now, don't I? Do a like, do a subscribe, do a follow. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to keep saying it. Must be nice to have an extra 30 minutes free of charge. Oh, for the football? Oh God, no, no, it's not as horrible. Don't. I don't want to have an extra 30 minutes ever again. 6-2 against Steaua Bucharest away from home. This is ridiculous, by the way. This is ridiculous. Farul Constanta. 6-2. Steaua Bucharest, by the way, we played them in the Romanian Cup final last year when we were a second division club. They beat us 3-0 and they trounced us. Granted, they've got 10 men now, but we were beating them even before they went to 10 men. And since then, they've actually scored 2 goals. But we've started to turn the screw. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Stelia puts it wide. Just beating a Champions League team. Yeah. Not as we've battered a Champions League team. Pakaruru with 3 goals, 2 penalties, and a goal in the 92nd minute. Adriano Pace with 2 goals. You have 2 Steaua Bucarestis. Which one's the real one? So this is the one that kept. Now again, I don't want to get into the diplomacy of which one is which one, but this is the one that kept the honours. Make of that what you will. They're the one that claim to be Steaua Bucharest, so they've kept everything. And then the other one, the other Steaua Bucharesti, user 461 blah 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 blah. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you very much for being with us on TikTok. Appreciate you. The other Steaua side, this Steaua Bucharesti here, this is the one that I think was no, sorry, they're the one with the history. They're the one with the history. They were created in, like, off the back of everything, wasn't it? Where is it? Where's the finances, history? Where do we find out when they were made? General. Oh yeah, founded 1947. So that's the proper one. But then the other one is the one that has the name and the facilities, and has been funded by the government, possibly. And they've kept the original logo and all that kind of stuff. So this is the founded in 2003. So yeah, and they've got lots and lots of money, so they've had to start again. You want to read into CSK Sofia's history? I mean, look. Spoiler alert: most of Eastern Europe's football history is a bit checkered. What's that? If you go into the second division side, they've got the Honours too. They're the ones that have just been brought up, so they were the ones we just had a look at there. First time round, sorry. Carl Sims, welcome in, buddy. Welcome in, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Pleasure to have you here. So yeah, it's a 6-2 against Steaua Bucharest. 2-0 against Voluntari. 4-1 against the Steaua Bucharest. 4-1 against Dinamo Bucharest. 5-2 against Arad. I mean, we're coming into form, aren't we? We are coming into form at the right time. Still only 5 points behind Sepsi. And this is before the league then splits, right? So we go to this Champions group here. Farul forever. In with a follow. Appreciate you, Farul. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 10 more matches to go after this one. And that's what's going to decide whether or not we get to that Europa Conference League spot or not. Hal Sims on the follow as well. Thank you. Hal's very, very kind indeed. MK in England, MK Dons have Wimbledon. Now there's even stranger. No, MK Dons haven't got Wimbledon's history at all. They took their spot in the football league, but they didn't get Wimbledon's history. AFC Wimbledon got to keep their history. Mirza Life in on the follow. Thank you very much. Thank you. We should definitely start Bascagno. We do have Bascagno in the side. And if he's not starting, it's because he's been injured. Where is he? There he is. He's there. Yeah, we've got him. We've got him. Don't worry. Bascagno doing the thing. 11 goals, 10 assists, 23 matches. He's good. MK Dons didn't take the FA Cup. No, they literally just started with nothing. Meanwhile, from Happy Ajax have given away the title in the 99th minute against 10 men of Groningen. PSV is champions. Or they have them at the Champions match against Sparta Rotterdam this Sunday. Nice. That's excellent. Splits for playoffs, says Bogdan. Yeah. Evening watching via YouTube. Yes, Mungo Killer. Appreciate you, my friend. Nice to have you in. Yeah, so we're on a good run, to be honest, as we come towards the split for the playoffs. Hopefully we can keep it going. You know? How many points are you from the Conference League if you're in the playoffs? 5 points. We just need to make sure that Sepsi have lost as well, which is really good. So if we win our next match, which is against Argesh down here, Matty C resubbing 17 months. Thank you, Matty. Love that. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. So if we beat Arges, we go 2 points behind Sepsi. We start to put a bit of pressure on them. Yeah. Didn't realise I was live. Good evening, Chris. How are you, my friend? Pleasure to see you. Hope you're well. Wouldn't it be nice to get a top club in Romania? Maybe Dinamo Bucharest. I mean, look, we've beaten them all. That's the problem. We've beaten them. I don't know whether a top job in Romania is the one. Maybe we go Bulgaria or Croatia or something like that. Taking a bit of break from Premier Pro. I think you need to, Chris. Otherwise, your eyes are going to fall out, mate. You know what I mean? You need to look after them. Michael Scott's in over on TikTok. That's what she said. I'm sure they've never had that before. Get yourself to Poland. Poland is a shout. I know we've just signed a 3-year deal. Serbia, Partizan, Red Star. Ooh. Let's see, shall we? And there's nothing there at the minute. Who knows what happens at the end of the season? Something interesting could crop up. Yeah. Keep our eyes peeled. Croatia could be fun. Yeah. Croatia could be decent. Croatia is surprisingly easy, says Chris. I mean, that sounds like even you could do well there, TJ. Yeah, maybe. Callum Potts, apparently FM26 is not out until March next year. No idea, Callum. No idea. Possibly. I think you know as much as I do. You know. And what I know is absolutely nothing. So, no idea. It'll be out when it's out. Yeah, that's how we need to look at it. It'll be out when it's out. No point worrying about it. Yeah. Dan, I hate people. Excellent, Dan. What's happened? What's happened, Dan? I've not seen many people managing Czech. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, Czech is a good show. Ah, yes. Our old friend FM Console's tweet. That's right. If you go from that image Console put out, it looks like the reporting of the figures is for 3/26. Now that's either March 26, which means they're as I said, they're reporting figures to the end of year. Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And all it really says is that Sega are continuing to back the production. Yeah? They've not backed out of it. So Sega haven't basically said, no more Football Manager. Thank you. Yeah? They're saying, look, we still want to make games. We're not cutting our partnership with SI. Even SI doesn't know. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. And do you know what? At the minute, I'm not really bothered whether who knows and doesn't know. Like, just get working. Like, work on the game, make it work, and then when it's ready, then tell us. Because there's no point thinking about and having like arbitrary dates that may or may not slip. Just have absolute radio silence, and then tell us when it's ready. Show us, and then have us all go, ooh, that looks good. That's what I think should happen, personally. How's Adrian Mazilou in the career mode? He's solid. I don't know. Farul. We'll have a little nosy at some point. See how he looks. Jason says we could manage Bohemians in Czech. Oh yes, we could actually. We could. Why are they putting dates out? They're not. They're not putting dates out. That's the problem. They've not put any dates out. March 26 relates to a tweet by FM Console who had read Sega's report that said that Sega are continuing to work with SI, and their next shareholder meeting will include figures for March 26. Nobody said a thing about Football Manager being released in March 26. There are no dates for Football Manager. Any more Football Manager dates. There are no more dates. Yeah. Hoping for a random tweet out of the blue from SI and we're all happy again. Do you know what? I'd rather just like log on one day and it just automatically downloads in Steam and they don't actually tell us. We just like somebody eventually works out that it's there and be like, oh, how long's that been sat there for? That's what I'd do. I've got an absolutely brilliant bit in the podcast this week, which I won't spoil for you, but I have an absolute belting line about people's reactions to FM25 still, yeah, and I likened the reaction of FM fans to Liverpool fans over Trent Alexander-Arnold. So yeah, check out the podcast for that, and I'm sure it'll be I'm sure it'll be clipped by the wonderful editor Chris, and will be all over your social media. I'll get my views that way. Dan, I fell over an Aldi car park. I fell over an Aldi, sorry. A car was coming in. I moved out of the way, let the car go through. The woman assist, I go through. I fell over, cut my arm, hurt myself bad. What does she do? Sits there in the car, and then when you get up, goes about her day, not even checking if it's okay. Mate, that's not nice. Sorry to hear that you took a tumble, pal. You need to rest up, buddy. Rest up. Make sure you get yourself better. But yes, some people are pricks. Sadly, that's a great goal. Don't want that though. We need to be trying to close in on Sepsky. FM24 is a good game overall. Luckily, despite the flaws. Yeah, every game's got flaws. But I get your point. Oh, that's another red card there. Imagine if it was totally unplayable. Yeah, but if it was totally unplayable, then people wouldn't play it for 2 more years. That's the thing, Mr. Life. I think, like, people would have found something else to play. In the same way that people have found something else already. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've taken to playing other games on stream because it's allowed me to sort of be like, oh, you know what, I'm not sitting here and just playing FM. You know, I'm gonna start looking for some other stuff. You know, just to keep things fresh. You know, FM is still good. It is still good. I guess the question is, it all depends on what people want from a game. Do you know what I mean? Chrissy boy, welcome in, my friend. Appreciate the follow, very kind. Yeah, it's all just. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things. As you say, it's not that the game's unplayable, is it? Decent hit, but going over the top. Jason says Liverpool fans managed to embarrass themselves even more than letting out blue flares in the stadium. Yeah, the blue flares thing, I like that. That is a good level of shithousery. I'm all for that. That's funny. You know, booing your own players because they've wanted to leave. Yeah, right. That's a thing, apparently. That's the way he's leaving. Goal for Magic George. Offside, possibly, I think so. The modern community has kept it alive. Lots of content creators have done a great job thinking outside the box. We have, I say we, I haven't I haven't come up with anything new. I used the Mega Pack to try the Pentagon. That's what I did do. And if you haven't got the Mega Pack, please go and get the Mega Pack. It's so good. Because, you know, who hasn't managed in Brunei before? You know? Who wants to manage in the Jamaican second division? I do. Caribbean leagues? Yes, please. Yeah. Oh, Tony, are you in Botswana? I am, yes. The Sleeper, does anyone know how to fix the editor problem when it says it requires 11 teams, found only 11? Oh, I don't know, Sleeper. I've not used the editor before. There might be some people in the chat who would know, to be honest. And be able to help you with that, but yeah, not something I've ever touched myself, I'm afraid. And from there you get the new gens you remember for life. Absolutely, Chris. Managing Nepal, yeah, why not? Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Nepalese league's in. It's honestly, it's madness. The amount of work that's put in is crazy. You know, get the San Marino League in there. Just fun times. Let's go cautious again. Just see if we can keep this one. Oh, well intercepted by Kellick. Down the line. Damishkan back for the big egg. 3-1. Look at the referee all you want. That counts, surely. Disallowed? You've got to be kidding me. What a ball by Kellick. And it's Damashkan who's offside. He's not offside at all. Look, it's a good job that it's not. That has potentially not cost us the match. It might still do. We've still got time left, but as we all know, you play until the end. You don't wait and just go, yeah, oh, there's loads of time left. You wait until there's 1 second left in the match. That's when an equaliser comes. There's Kellick. There we go. That'll do. 3-1. We are in form coming into the playoffs. What can we do? Oof. I did say a few weeks ago, didn't I? I was like, is this going to be our Crystal Palace? Is this going to be this saves Crystal Palace where we can have a good setup side, but we feel as we have to leave in order to move the save on? I feel like it might be. Jason says, Kenyan 4th Division. Oh yeah, now we're talking. No grass, just gravel. I'm enjoying this save. Yeah, honestly, the Kenyan League's where it's at. Yeah, I don't know where we go next after this, by the way, Romania, but I think we're definitely on our way to doing something here. We all know the place to go is Cameroon. Yeah, find the new Samuel Eto'o or the new Patrick and Bomber. The new Rigobert song. Virtual Gaffer in on the follow. Thank you, Virtual Gaffer. Very kind indeed. Appreciate that. Very kind. What are we doing in Romania? Well, the way that question's posed, winning. I'm winning a lot. You are Romanian. Oh, excellent, excellent. So what we're doing is we are, we're just selling our best centre back is what we're doing. Sadly, 1.7 million, which means Abdul Dagiri is on his way out to Krumgrovgrad in Bulgaria. Let's see if he goes. Yeah, we're doing. It's a journeyman career, so we started unemployed, went to Finland, and then have now found ourselves in Romania. We've gone from a second division Romanian side with Farul and moved them into the top division. Dagiri's now gone, which is it's not ideal. We're losing our best centre half now. We do have a job at Georgie Hadji's club. That's correct. Rivaldo is one of our directors. He's keeping his eye on us as well. So yeah, we're doing what we do. We've had to sell 3 of our best players. Yeah, Dagiri, Kostosio, and Kremenliev. So we sold 3 of our best players right now since January. It's tough. That's the thing that's making me think we might leave, because obviously we know this is going to be how this club has to work. That's how most clubs have to work, really. Looking for, you have to sell those players on. So yeah, what happens next? I don't really know. David Ricks in on the follow on TikTok. Thank you very much, David. Very, very kind indeed. Jika Hadji invested most of his money into the youth academy. Yes, which is why we're managing to bring a whole load of youth players through, which unfortunately we're now selling. So yeah, that's what makes them wanted. But look, our bank balance is healthy. We're bringing money in. We're doing well. We've brought in, big money. So we're doing exactly what needs to be done. And if we were doing the Build a Nation, which was what we probably we actually were talking about doing this as the FM25 save would have been a Build a Nation in Romania with Farul Constanta. You know, we'd be doing really well, but are we going to stay here? Don't know. How many left wing backs have we signed? Not as many as I would like, to be honest, Dan. Maybe we need some more. Is the target a top team somewhere like Poland, Czech, Bulgaria, Croatia? Or am I willing to go down to a bigger league, say 2 Bundesliga? I think it probably is what you've said initially. Czech, Bulgaria, Croatia. And I'm not even against the idea of going to the second division in those nations as well. Yeah. What is the aim of the save, asks Laka. I don't know, it's a journeyman save. Like, is there really an end point? I guess it's a Champions League, a World Cup. Does the Champions League then potentially work towards a Pentagon? I don't really know. Like, we've got until FM26 comes out, so who really knows what the end product is, the end goal is. Let's just have something fun. Let's make fun. You know, tell stories. That's the thing. Maybe we take it until my manager's old enough to retire and do it that way. Yeah. Do I have to move from Farul? Tony asks Jason on YouTube. Just remove Journeyman and replace with Build a Nation Romania. That's a good point. Do you know what I mean? The save can change at any moment in time. If we get something that we like and we want to stick to it, it's my save. Change the parameters every single time. Winning the Club World Cup with a Slovakian 3rd division side. Oh, Chris has been around here a while. He knows what we're talking about. Yeah. You're talking my language there, Chris. Because you know, ultimately the problem is if we do consider leaving, we've then got to get used to a new team. No need to name the game type. That's impulsive fun. We stay, we go, we just have fun, love those saves. Yeah, exactly. And I think by giving myself a target and saying this save is this, like when it was British Steel, it's like, oh, we have to win all these leagues and all these cups. It didn't work for me. Like, I had to manage in a way that I don't like managing. I had to tell the story in a way I don't like telling the stories. So it made me play the game in a way that was really unnatural for me. And I think it started to tell a little bit when we were making what I would think is unrealistic moves. So I was a bit upset at how we told that story. We're off to Borneo. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing a Journeyman save on Twitch. No badges or courses. Yeah. That's literally what I'm doing, Gaffer. Literally what I'm doing. Can T-Ball... No, he can't pass, can he? We'll see whether he can or not. We'll work it out. Playing with no pressure and making new legends. Exactly. Could be anything. You've got a striker called Pace. Is he fast? Oh, did you not see that, Chris? That was another one of my TikToks. Yeah, a striker called Adriano Pace. We bought him. Let me show you. Right. So he's we bought him blind. Yeah, we didn't know anything about him. We needed a striker, and I went to the director of football and said, "Give me some strikers," and he suggested this guy, Adriano Pace, and I play with attribute masking on, so we can't see any attributes initially. So I couldn't see any of this. All I could see was he was 19 years old. He was Brazilian. He was available on loan where we didn't have to pay any wages, and he was 6'5". So I was like, let's bring him in, because all those things sound really good. And we brought him in, and he turned out to be fine, to be honest. Good finishing, jumping reach, not massively pacey, ironically, but 18 goals in 31. I'll take that. Sadly, I think he's only here for one season. He's worth 10 million now. Like, this is... Yeah, I don't know where he goes. Maybe wherever he goes is where we go next. Should we want to take a job in Corinthians? No, don't go to Brazil, Tony. Oh God, that would be horrible. I think Argentina next. Jason says, as Roddy Piper once quoted, just when they think they've got the answers, I change the question. That's the one. That's the one. There goes Adriano Pace. Pulls it back. I mean, ultimately, we're going to end up at Sunderland. We all know that, right? We all know that. That's all saves lead to Sunderland. Che Davis in with a follow as well. Thank you, Che. Appreciate you, my friend. Let's go back to Rosario. Get the cans in. Yeah, that's it. It's Tony's mad half hour. Oh dear. Yes, Sam. How are you? Welcome in. Oh, don't worry. I haven't forgotten. Ming Wolf. I know I went to Argentina. Oh, I tried to be a proper meta FM a few years ago. Thinking I was this shit. I started a Twitch save with Newells. Playing a Bielsa style, got sacked in the same stream. Oh, mate, Chris, I got sacked. So my whole streaming career, talk about story time with TJ again. Talk about being story time. I started it with Sunderland and thought, oh, this will be brilliant, right? And 6 streams in, I think, and I bought a shirt and I was like, oh, this is brilliant. Shirt turned up on stream and I was sacked that very stream. I was like, damn it, this is not fun. Sam, well done, by the way, for correcting yourself. You were about to get booted out of the chat there for this. I've started playing myself again and then realised that that's not what it meant. Then went, my save, I'm starting to play my save again. My save is what I'm doing. Because there's part of me, I was like, I recognise that name. And I was like, there's 150 odd messages. Like, we would have banned someone like this before. You know, but yeah, well, welcome in, Sam. It's good to have you again. It was my save, I swear. Honestly, officer. 33, welcome in, my friend. What a night last night was, wasn't it? What a night. Honestly, you summed it up in Discord. You were like, I've been going to Sunderland for 25 years and I have never seen Sunderland like that. That was just, it was something else, wasn't it? It was something else. My team of dicks. yeah, mine are all cunts. Yeah, it was something else last night, wasn't it? Really was. Oh no, we're losing. We're losing a game. Quick, everyone! Abandon all the tactics. Start again. Throw things out the window. What on earth do we do? What time did you get finished? 33 last night. Because we didn't get back till 1:30. Getting out the ground, no one left the ground. Then getting out the car park, no one left the car park. And then the A19 was shut. And then, 1:30 I got back. My mate lives in Thirsk, so he drove. So we drove to Thirsk. I got in, I got out, drove from my car to York, and got home. And then I was like, I just need half an hour just to chill. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning before I went to bed. Toby, appreciate the follow, my friend. What skin are we using? We are using the WTCS skin. I'll pop a link here for you if you want to go and grab it yourself. Okay. Although I do need to tell my team to be better because we're losing Adriano Pace injured. Right, time for the big egg, I think. Who else we need? Toma, I think, possibly. Yeah, Toma for Biscagno. Q-Pay, maybe for Luca. Or George Magic George, possibly. Let's put Magic George in. I feel like we need him rather than anybody else. Got back to Gateshead at 3:30. No, right, for those people who are not in the northeast, right? Sunderland to Gateshead is about 25 minutes. Okay, so that's somebody stayed around in town and had a great time. Absolutely no idea how, but I woke up at home. I've watched it back how many times? 300 times. It doesn't make any sense how he heads it in. It's absolute slow motion, isn't it? It's absolute slow motion. We've levelled, and he sort of like heads it like that as well, in off the underside of the bar. Honestly, I've posted the goal reaction on TikTok tonight, and I'm wondering to see what it's got in terms of views. Has it managed to get much? I don't know. Only 430. Come on, have I not tagged that right? Mr. Owens is in the house, by the way. Welcome, Rich Owens. How are we, sir? Now, Rich Owens is a man who knows all about scenes. Doesn't need to matter how it goes in. Doesn't. I was expecting. I would have taken a deflected shot off Luke O'Nine's arse, to be honest, to get the win. Very lucky over the two legs. Lucky or well, tactically very astute in the first leg. So I wouldn't say lucky there, and I would say in the first half we should have scored in the first half last night. Second half we were dreadful last night in the second half, and then I mean, come on, you level it up with 1 second to go. 1 second? That's not luck. That's poetry. That's storytelling. That's narrative. The board says till the end. The advertising board say till the end. Yeah. There was only us that thought about going to the end. Yeah, that's what Frank Lampard says. Frank Lampard's an idiot. Nobody cares what Frank Lampard thinks. Yeah. So Frank Lampard can enjoy watching the playoff final on the telly. Yeah. There, I said it. Do you think you've got what it takes to beat Sheffield? Yeah, I do. Will we? Don't know. But yeah, absolutely. We played it. I saw there was a stat I saw, and again I'm probably going to misquote it, but I think it's something like from 2019. There's only Man City, Liverpool, and maybe Arsenal or something that have played at Wembley more times than Sunderland have. It'll be funny when Newcastle spank us in the Premier League. I mean, you say funny, it won't be that funny. And to be fair, Newcastle are a nothing club who are owned by a bunch of murderers, so they're the ones who can be delighted with that. Yeah. It took them having to be bought out by a oppressive regime to actually beat us. So joke's on them. Yeah. Bologna's beating AC Milan in the Coppa Italia final. Oh dear. Oh dear. I guess they do want praise from the government. We didn't even ask for praise for getting to the playoff final. We didn't even ask the government for praise at all. You know? And also, Mike Ashley didn't ask to change the badge, did he? No, but he's the worst owner ever. Not the horrible Saudis. Yeah? What team are we, asks Shea Davies? We are Farul Constanta in Romania. Georgie Hadji's club. Shea. Lifemation in on the follow. Appreciate your Lifemation. Very, very kind. Yes, no, Dan, I know. Yeah, I know you meant that we didn't ask for praise. I was aware you meant Newcastle. Here we go. Tristan, you know I don't approve. You know I don't approve. Most sad news from Italy, Sampdoria goes to Serie C. I know. That's our FM20 whatever save. Sorted. Sampdoria, here we go again. Hello, Trek. How are you, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. How are we? You must be excited for a match against Oldham coming up shortly. Was it all night? It was all right. You know, atmosphere was fantastic. First half, brilliant. Second half, awful. Awful. But then, yeah, getting into the extra time and then being like, this is just going to penalties, isn't it? This is going to penalties. Trust the process. More trust the process. I know, Rouge. Just got to go with what I'm known for, right? You know, everyone knows what they're getting around here. And absolute limbs. Honestly, I have never been in a scenario like that. Like that moment will live on, genuinely. Like the moment that Sunderland lost the playoffs, when I was there, seeing them lose on a penalty, that has lived with me from that moment. Like, it's a long time. Last night will live just as long, if not longer. Did they win or lose? We drew on the night, but we won overall in the final second, Teo. The final second of the match, in extra time. Oh, it was good. It was good. And now I've got that ethical dilemma there, haven't I? Of like, you know, well, what happens if we beat Sheffield United? Do I then have to be like, no, shit, we're in the Premier League now? Or do I think, you know what, lose to Sheffield United, throw the game, stay in the Championship, and everyone's happy? But then everyone will then think it's my fault that we've lost at Wembley. So that's fine. I've got broad shoulders. I can take that. Ex-Arsenal youth Ballard. Yes, he is. Big lad, mind. He's a big lad, is Dan Ballard. Hamburg back in the Bundesliga. Yes, they are indeed. I have to start loving the Barclays. You know what? Maybe I'd start watching the Carling Premiership. That's what I might watch instead. Have a look at that. Yes, but yes. How is everyone? How's life treating you and the family while they're at Trek? Everything good? We'll give you a shout out, by the way. If you're not following Trek, you definitely need to check him out. He's got some amazing content, and you will love him. You'll the same way you love Rich Owens as well. You'll be loving them both. Did I spot a Dave Goodger in here as well, by the way, earlier on? Don't know if I did. Maybe I'm just making this up. Maybe I'm just presuming that Goodger's here. Might be, might not be. I haven't got my glasses on. Anyone could be here. Just love everyone. Love everyone except Newcastle fans. Agreed. Agreed, Chris. If ever there was a truer statement said in this stream, that's it. Yeah. Did young TJ go? No, unfortunately not. Young TJ. So two young TJs. Eldest TJ has been to York a couple of times now and is okay with it. And granted, Mrs. J's got in his head. And Mrs. J's family have got in his head, so he's a Liverpool fan. We can move that out of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, hopefully he'll not be a glory hunter forever, and he'll join the dark side of perpetual sadness. Youngest Jameson is more than happy to shithouse and just support anyone that winds everybody else up. But he also doesn't like, despite the fact he's proper hard, doesn't like things that are loud. Like he freaked out a bit when he went to take New York, and we lasted 45 minutes. Gio, appreciate the follow, my friend. Very kind, very kind. Emil, did we do anything in the Champions League with Farul? Not yet. I took them out of. I got you promoted from the second division. You got relegated. I've got you back into the top flight. We are how many minutes? Let's say how many minutes? How many points away from fourth? We are 2 points from fourth. Team start with 50% of the points. Oh dear. I didn't need that, did I? 50% of the points. Actually, maybe it does. Maybe is that better? Maybe, I'm not sure. Tell them Liverpool hate Pokemon. Yes, that's it. That's it, Ruggiero. I will. I'll tell him that. I'll am I from Romania or is this a random career? Oh mate, no. My accent is from the northeast from the northeast, so I understand that it doesn't come across as particularly legible for people outside the UK. No, I'm not Romanian. This is just a random career that we've started. My son's just about into watching football and learning about it. Isn't into it. He loves playing it. Plays at the school quite a lot. Whenever I've tried to get him to sit down and watch it, he loses interest in 5 minutes. Yeah, like, to be fair, eldest James was the same. Like, he'd play, but didn't give a fuck. Like, he collected stickers, and that was it. And I was like, oh, he's just going to obsess over this, like, in the way he did with Pokemon. And eventually, Mrs. J managed to get him to watch Match of the Day. Again, Liverpool highlights. But he started watching it on his own. He started watching things, on his iPad and that. So I said, right, fine. Do you know what I mean? Fine, let him go and do it. And yeah, he's now into it. But again, won't sit and watch a match. And he doesn't really bother about going to live football. And I think, again, it's a bit too sort of noisy to go and take him to somewhere that's more than a couple of thousand. And we sit in, is it the South Stand we sit in? Trek, behind the goal in York? And he's like, yeah, it's a bit too loud, there's a drum. I was like, yeah, he would not have liked last night, to be honest. Waiting for Saturday to celebrate winning the league again, says Tio. They beat Rapid. I think the stadium was going to collapse. Oh God, don't. Yeah. Let's not hope that. Let's not hope for that. You've just bought this kit as well, says Niels, with Isadore on the back. Yes, Niels. Love that. This is what we're wearing in the final. Apparently, we've got to wear white rather than Sheffield United are going to be the home team because they finished above us. So they get red and white, and we get white. We thought we were going to wear blue actually because of the colour clash, but yeah, we're going in white to Wembley. Lifeformation, do you expect an explosion of interest in Football Manager when FM 26 eventually comes out? Well, yes and no, possibly. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people have made a big deal about FM25 not coming out. So, yes, people will be desperate for FM26 to come out. Do I ever reckon FM will be mainstream? But I don't really understand that question because I would argue it already is mainstream. It's certainly not an independent game. It's certainly not a little tiny game that is very. I mean, it's niche, but it's a football management game, so it's going to be niche. By mainstream, do you mean like of the levels of FIFA? FM is typically played by older guys. I don't see teens rushing out to play it. I would disagree with that. I think now the fact that there's more people playing Football Manager than ever before. Literally, there is like 15, 16, 17 million players now. There hasn't been that for forever. I think younger people are picking it up. They're looking at it and it doesn't look like FIFA. But people pick the game up and they know exactly what they're getting. Like, this is not a surprise to young people. It's a very, very well-known game. Very, very well-known game. SAFTA, first time here. Love to see foreign people choosing to manage in with a Romanian team. SAFTA, love that. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying Romania. First time I've actually managed here, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. Tristan says, weirdly, FC 25 or FIFA is so poor now that FM gets more traction. It's no PES. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, the worse. We'll call it FIFA. The worse FIFA gets, then the more people look for an alternative. FM, some people started going back towards FIFA because they didn't like how FM played, and vice versa. It's just, there's always, as long as there's an option, an alternative, then that's what you want. But if it's just one game and that's it, then, and there is no alternative, then you're kind of stuck a little bit. But yeah, I think to say that FM24, that Football Manager, is not mainstream, is I'd say that's probably incorrect personally. If I was to play bang average football on stream, I'd say that's not mainstream because that's a very small independent studio. You know? Penalty given. Do they need to simplify the game to satisfy the masses? Question is, who do they want to satisfy? Do you know what I mean? Yes, there's too much going on, far too much going on for people who want to just pick up the game and play one season or a couple of games and go. You know, it's not like FIFA where you can just have a couple of matches and that's it. Josh, appreciate the follow, very kind. But that's where mobile comes in. That's where console comes in. That's where FM Touch comes in. Like, there are other versions of the game that are a little bit, I don't want to use the word stripped back, but they are like a different game almost. I don't know whether or not, and again, this is maybe coming from an older person's perspective, the more that the game develops, it's harder to then take stuff back, right? But I've played this game ever since the first version, okay? And quite frankly, there is some stuff in here that I can't be arsed with, right? And don't bother using. So, and if I'm thinking that, and I've played every version, someone who's brand new coming into the game will look at this and go, why the fuck do I need to do all this? This is nonsense. You know? And I think that is a worry. I think the barrier to entry to Football Manager can seem quite daunting. It's not visually appealing to someone who's not played the game before, in terms of its layout. So I think they've got to look at redesigning that. I think they've got to make it more accessible. I think, despite what some people think, I think it has to look more like a console game. I think it has to look more like a mobile game, because that's what clean UI looks like. Like, it needs to be simple to understand. You know, you load the game up and you just see a whole bunch of numbers and some names and no indication as to what is good or not. If you've never played the game before, you're turning it off pretty quickly. Like, do we need, like, look, if you're brand new at the game, do you need this on screen? Like, what does any of this mean? Like, do I feel 60% of the game is fluff and is there for immersion, doesn't affect the results on the pitch? Yeah, probably. This is why you get all these, like, you know, videos of like, oh, I've worked out that training has no effect. I've worked out that playing players with left foot has no effect. I've worked out that playing, you know, games at altitude doesn't really have any effect. And it's like, I mean, first of all, like, really, have you got that little going on in your life where you're sitting, going through the game, trying to work out how to break it? I mean, that's a bit more on you, isn't it, really? But it's a game. Remember that, it's a game, right? It's meant to be a simulation of football management. So all the things like press conferences, shouts, that's what a football manager would do. So you have to have them in, okay? If that's what you want to do. I would argue, and I have argued before, and people don't like me arguing, is that if it's going to be a football management game, then you need to eventually start taking transfers out of the game, because increasingly football managers are not doing transfers anymore. But when you do that and you make that a realistic simulation, people will stop playing. When you make the game realistic, people will stop playing the game, because realistic means nobody is going to win anything apart from Man City, Liverpool, Real Madrid. So you can take over Farul, Constanta right now, and what's the best I'm going to do? What, mid-table? Forever? Possibly get into Europe once? That's not an enjoyable experience. It kills off anybody who wants to do the whole, like, non-league to legend thing. That's not realistic. Not realistic at all. Yeah? But we banned this term realism around. And what we mean is easy. That's what we mean. When we say realistic, we mean easy. Because realistic would be incredibly frustrating. Yeah? It would be incredibly frustrating, and people would stop playing it, and they'd say it's too hard, they don't know what they're doing, the game's broken, it doesn't work. They'd blame everything apart from themselves. Yeah? Because if the game was realistic, you'd need to understand football at such a minute level and such an advanced level that you could beat the AI, because the AI would be trying to beat you, not you beating the AI. Transfers would be incredibly difficult if you were even to do them, because someone else should really be doing them for you. Negotiations would be incredibly tough. Any matches would be, there would be like reaction in real time, which the game isn't clever enough to do. So, and if you were managing, say, Tamworth, then you're never going to get into the Football League, never mind the Champions League. Never. So is that realistic? You wouldn't play all these stupid asymmetric broken formations, double rolls all over the place. That wouldn't work. Do you know what I mean? So you'd have loads of people stop playing it, because loads of people just want, believe it or not, when they say realistic, they mean they want it easy. They want to just win, and they want to get a tactic that knackers up the match engine and allows you to win as quickly as possible by signing the best players for as cheap as possible. That's why everyone goes, oh, who do I sign? What tactic do I use? Yeah. People haven't got patience. How long did it take me to learn FM, asks Uz. Constantly learning. Constantly learning. I've been playing, as I say, I've been playing this game since it first came out, and I am not an expert. I'm not an expert at all. Like, sometimes I think I know what I'm doing, sometimes I don't. No idea. Does a Mazzala work with a combination of inside forward and inverted winger? Sort of. Sometimes. YOLO. I mean, again, what is it you're looking to do? Like, does anybody use a Mazzala in real life? No, not really. Maybe. I mean, Trek's probably pulling his hair out in the minute if he's still in the chat. He's shouting at me going, yes, TJ, people do use Mazzalas. People do use, Registas. People do use... all right, okay, right. So, all right, so De Bruyne is a Mazzala, right? Okay, so if you have Kevin De Bruyne in your team, fine. If you don't have Kevin De Bruyne in your team, and you don't have Iniesta, who, by the way, has not played top flight football for what, 10 years ago? So you've got two players there, and I bet you £1,000,000 you haven't got either of those people in your team. So next question. Stan's left. Appreciate you, Stan. I do appreciate the fact that they've let me know. Presumably it was something I said. I almost feel like I now need like some sort of feedback exit survey. Oh, you've left the stream. Any particular reason why? Oh yeah, he just started spouting off about how none of these roles are actually real, and he doesn't really want to win at Football Manager. He wants the game to be more angry. Oh, I haven't left. Oh God. Thanks, Dan. Safta says that Farul's the best team when it comes to youth facilities in Romania. Yes, yeah. Hopefully we can find someone and bring some more players through. We're having a couple in there, which is quite good. Stand in there with a follow, by the way, proving that they haven't left at all. Appreciate that. Very kind, my friend. Josh, people need to be patient and willing to learn. I guess so, but then it depends upon what you've got. I mean, how much time have you got to play Football Manager? Like, some people maybe don't have enough time to sit and put a 3-hour, 4-hour session in, and they just want to load a game up on their phone, for argument's sake, play a few matches and go. Like, if that's the situation, then you can't have a game as in-depth as this. You can't do it. So imagine trying to play Civilization for 20 minutes. It's not going to happen, is it? That's not the game for them. It might be the game for them, but their circumstances don't allow them to play it. Yeah? Like, I might love Civilization. If I haven't got time to play Civilization, but I want to play something similar, do I play Clash of Clans or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, I might love the idea of it, but you said Civilization isn't going to dumb down so it can be played through in an hour. Yeah, it can't. But, like, Clash of Clans is something that's similar enough in that space. I know it's not the same thing, but I was just trying to think of something that's mobile-y. You know, you can get Civilization on your phone, or Crusader Kings or whatever. You know, but do you want to sit there and play that? Some people will, some people won't. Teo says when he was young, football was basic as a complicated game, would not be as attractive. Now young people know about stats. Young people don't know about stats at all. I think this is the problem. Like, I don't think that anybody knows anything more about football. I think there's just more information. And I don't think football's any more complicated than it was back in the day. I just think there's more people with an opinion and more people with a platform to project that opinion out publicly. Because if you look at some of the old school formations, read Inverting the Pyramid, right? And go back to talk about, and Trek will back me up on this one. Go back, read Inverting the Pyramid, look at the Dynamo Kiev side that was sort of the precursor to Johan Cruyff's Total Football, and try and tell me that there was not more education, like that was not educated thinking into how that football was played. Do you know what I mean? Lobanovsky, that's the guy. Yes. Yeah. Rich only trying to trick me into reading again. Yeah, like there is absolutely thought in that, you know. And stats only tell half the story. You know, stats are a great indicator of some stuff, but stats are only as good as what you're trying to use them for. You know, we now have more data, but again, the thinking and the methodology in the first instance has been around so long. Yeah, the Hungarian cafe culture, you know, philosophy, like it was essentially it was a football philosophy even back then. And we talk about philosophy now, you know. You look at Italian football, they make you write your thesis in order to become a manager. Here, you just have to be a former player. You know, I know I've simplified that a little bit, but you know, there is a lot more goes on. Cruyff was a pioneer, way ahead of his time. Not true. I've just told you, Lobanovsky did it before him, so not a pioneer. In the same way that Guardiola's not a pioneer, you know. Ancelotti is probably a pioneer, you know, coming up with the Christmas tree formation. But even then, you know, things change. I feel there was more free spirit 20 years ago. Yeah, people did have free spirit. People also didn't have billions of pounds riding on every single result. So the idea of keeping the ball and making the right decision never really came into it. It was more a case of, right, express yourself, try and win the game. Whereas now it's keep the ball, do not make a mistake, rather than try and win the game. It's do not make a mistake. And that does change the game. It's boring. Even last night, like, you know, last night was like attack in the first half, brilliant. Second half, try and stay compact and defend. And it's like, oh, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Like, just go for it, you know. You gotta risk at some point. You've got to take a risk at some point. Do I know what Mancini's thesis was about? I don't know. No. I hope it's long ball football. Unsurprisingly, I've gone ranty tonight. Who'd have thought? Yeah, no. What was Mancini's thing? Trequartistas, get in. 8 of them at all times. That's the kind of thesis I'm going to read. Oh, crumb fella, him with a follow. Appreciate that. Mancini's thesis was actually just an instructional manual for Mario Balotelli. Yeah, do not feed him after midnight. Do not get him wet. Oh, that's Gremlins, isn't it? Same thing, really. Okay, so we're still 1 point behind Craiova. Somehow, I'm sure we've lost matches and we've gained points. I don't fully understand this. It was Liberos for me. Oh, for me it's Liberos, yeah. But remember we had the 4 Trequartistas of the Apocalypse. formation way back in the day, and then I think Rich tried to outdo me. I think Rogi tried to outdo me with 6, and then Rich was like, "Can we get 8? The Octo Trek." Crumb fella, how are we? I'm very good, thank you. I'm very good indeed. Look at that, 3 draws in a row. We've gone from being free flowing, scoring all over the place, to just going, let's just draw. Yeah. Isn't Inter's entire back line liberos now? I don't think so. They swap with us DMs and build up play. It's crazy. I don't know. I must admit, I'm not. Look, I don't watch lots of modern day football, right? I don't get involved with it. I had a nice time yesterday. That's all. That's where I am with it. I'll have a nice time at the playoff final. That's where I am. Yeah. I don't need to sit and pontificate on whether there's 4 liberos or whether there's 9 inside inverted fullbacks, or whether my striker is a pressing forward, or whether they're looking to expose the back line or work the half space. The half space doesn't exist. Do you know what I mean? I want a centre half who can kick it dead far to the big striker who can nod it down for the fast striker. That's what I want. I'm not ashamed. You can't make me think otherwise. Can't make me think otherwise. Stick your tiki-taka up your arse. Yeah. This guy looks alright. Yes, I am old school. I am. Low block, counter-attack football. Get it out wide. Get chalk on your boots. Have a go. If there's 50-50 tackle, go in. Get rid of the draft excluder. Oh, yeah, that is one of the worst things that's ever happened to football. There's what? In the history of football, there's been what? Four free kicks scored where someone's gone under the wall. And now all of a sudden there's like, oh, lie down. Just in case this 3rd division striker tries to put the free kick under the wall. That was stupid. Goalkeeper's not taking goal kicks anymore. Pathetic. Grow up. Take your own goal kicks. Snood is better than draft excluder. Yeah. The only draft excluder I've ever been a fan of is the one that looks like a snake that was in my nan's house. Yeah. You've seen non-league players do it. Oh, do you know what? If I was a real manager and I saw a player lie down as a draft excluder, I would I'd substitute him off there and then. I'd be like, no, out you come. Come on. Right. Don't know what this guy's doing. He's clearly drunk, right? So off you get. And I'd transfer list him as well. Yeah. Evening Zeep, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Send him home. Yeah, exactly. Send him home. Sorry, that sounds a lot more right wing than it needed to be. Right. Let's agree some transfers for players who aren't playing. Try and get a loan for Stan actually, because I think he might be quite decent. I had a love Stour in 2005. All our game was that. Good. All football should be that. It's the leveler. I don't like the fact that every team tries to play the same now. It's boring. Because not every team can play the same. You know what I mean? And it's like, this is, and you know, and if we relate it to FM, this is why I don't like it when people come in and go, oh, can you know, what tactic do I use? What, you know, how can I get this working like this? And it's like, tactics aren't one size fits all. And Trek's a football man, you know, Trek's a qualified coach, so again, can probably potentially, hopefully back me up on this, right? Not all tactics are going to work exactly the same, right? So just because it works for one team doesn't mean it's going to work for another team, yeah? Because any tactic is built for a specific set of players, a specific team. But again, we go back to that thing about what do people want in FM, and what people want in FM is simplistic. They don't want all the extra nonsense that's in the background. Yeah, they want simplistic. They want, what tactic can I use to win games quickly without having to think about it? Yeah. How about the inverted draft excluder, where the wall holds a lying down player above their heads? Oh, I like that. I do like that. In what kind of situation is a ball will in midfield? See, I mean, look, this is it. Like, literally, like, you know, the game gives you all the answers. The game gives you all the answers, YOLO, right? If you look, right, okay, we'll do this now, right? Click on tactics, okay? Go to the form, the role here, okay? And then read every bit of information that it tells you about that role. It literally tells you what the role does, and then you just basically put them together. So if he takes fewer risks, dribbles less, shoots less often, and holds position, right? When I want someone to move around next to him, then I'll go and find the one that says what moves around. Yeah. And in any kind of situation, a ball winner midfielder and a defensive centre midfielder could be a good idea. But as always, it depends on the scenario. It depends on the type of players you've got, the team you've got, the opposition you're playing, how you want to play as a team. You know, I don't think there's not a binary answer, which I think people want. They want a binary answer. They want the, right, can I use this role? And that's it. They give you no context to work with. We try to do it for the podcast with the Tactics Garage. We said, look, you know, send your tactic in. We'll try and sort of like look for ways you can improve, but don't just send us a screenshot of the tactic and go, why is this not working? Because you need context. Like, you know, are you know, what is it you're wanting to improve for a start? Like, are you looking at ball retention? Are you looking at chance creation? Are you looking at chance conversion? Are you looking at, you know, passes not connecting? Are you looking at being caught on the break constantly? Are you looking for poor combinations? Are you looking for, you know, being, you know, maybe you concede too many chances from one particular area? And that's all the bits you need to think about. You know, what team are you? Oh yeah, we face loads and loads of shots. Well, because you're the weakest team in the league, of course you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, your players aren't as good as everyone else in the league, right? So what you'd do is you'd sack off this gegenpressing, you know, 4-2-3-1 that you've downloaded from somewhere, and look for something that's gonna, you know, potentially give you a bit more defensive stability, and then look to build from there. You know, we are going to Wembley, Canyon. We are going to Wembley. Now, you're either a Sunderland fan or a Sheffield United fan, and either or is both correct. Or potentially you're maybe a Stockport fan, possibly. I don't know. But if you're a Sunderland fan, we are indeed going to Wembley. The person line behind the floor is that the people in the wall can then jump freely. The whole thing is meant to encourage the wall to jump. Yeah. But it's also stupid. It takes a player out. Yeah. Super sexy Ballard. Yes. Well, he is a big sexy beast, isn't he? Get a statue of him. Or an overexcited steward. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're off to Wembley. Good. Oh yeah. What are we doing? I'm off for a conference. There's a really good curry house close by. There is as well. But yeah, what a night last night was. There's the big egg. The big egg. Wherever he wants it, he can pick. Yeah, next to Bob Stokoe. In fact, heading Bob Stokoe out of the car park. What season are we in, Shay asks. I'm in season, I think it's season 7, but I think it's actually season 6. And I reckon I've got my seasons mixed up because Finland starts at a different time. So I think I'm actually probably only in season 6. We're fourth. We're nudging towards Europe, everyone. This is interesting. I can't believe we're nudging towards Europe. We won the second division at the first time of asking. We're now potentially going to Europe at the first time of asking in the top division, having sold 3 of our best players in the same season. Woof. The 10-team relegation group is a bit excessive. It is, and I think maybe we get out of Romania pretty quickly, Zeke, because I don't want to get dragged into that. Chelsea are rock bottom in your FM save. Season 1, 29 games in. Brilliant. That's what I do, mix things up a little bit. I had the same issue keeping track of seasons with What's the Story, because I started in Japan, which starts in season 1. Oh, yeah. Counting, like, maths just makes problems up for everyone, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'm not being made to look like an idiot because of maths again. Not having it. Not having it. Should say, by the way, happy Twitch anniversary to Rich Owens for the other day. 4 years. 4 years worth of Rich Owens FM. Time flies when you're having fun. So I think we've got 10. I think we've got 10 games in the playoffs. It's incredibly unlikely that we'll get that finished tonight. But you never know. Oh dear. Rapid Bucharest have equalised. 4 more glorious years. Sounds like Rich Owens has agreed a new contract with Twitch. Rapid Bucharest have equalised. It counts as well. Oh dear. Now we're 3 points outside of Europe. I feel bad considering just throwing my toys on the floor and being like, right, well, if we're not getting into Europe, I'm leaving. Don't really feel like we should do that. Pakaruru, no, let's put Stoiker on. Well, Pakaruru's probably the better option, but he's not fit. Am I going to Wembley? Yes, I am. I believe I have a ticket. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. Just need to work out when it's actually on. Like what time of the day? Is it a morning? Is it an afternoon? Is it early evening? It doesn't look like there's any trains, so it looks like we're driving. Well, I'm not driving. Get my mate to drive. I've sorted the tickets. He can drive. Oh, yeah, Stoiker. Oh, super sub Raul Stoiker. Get in. I think that does sound like a fair deal, doesn't it? Yeah, I've sorted the ticket. You get the car. Right. Plus, he lives further away as well, so he's got to drive to me anyway. So he might as well, let me get drunk. Got to work out whether a sushi bar is in Wembley. Oh, I'll get some good Wembley sushi. Don't you worry about that, Dan. It's going to be class. If we can get anywhere near, because it's going to be busy, isn't it? But we'll have to see if we can park in the same place we normally park. I've got WWE 25 in my tags. Do we stream that as well? We don't stream WWE 25. What we do is we stream Pro Wrestling Simulator, which is bollocks, which is very similar. So I've kind of like left that in there in the tags. We do it on a Sunday night, and it's part of the, we have the TJFM, the TJWF, sorry, the Tony Jameson Wrestling Federation, which is it's a play with viewers as well. So if you're a sub, if you're a Twitch sub or you're Amazon Prime, then you can become part of the roster, which is it's quite a nice way of doing it, to be honest. So it's nice to give back, isn't it? And do it that way. So it's something a little bit different. Wonder if Balor could get a statue outside of Wembley if we go up. Ooh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? But I'm torn, you see, because I don't like the Premier League. So part of me's like, don't want to go up, but I do want to. But I do want to win at Wembley. You know, I do feel as though we should. I feel like we should win and then morally object to being promoted. So just be like, look, we have won the game, but we're not going. Nah, we're not bothering that. Just let us stay in the Championship. I would show that we're the better people, the ethical people, the morally good people. Yeah. The money and going to the Premier League is amazing, but the Premier League's scary. It's not scary, it's shit. It's what the Premier League is. Shit and boring. Don't really want to go. Do you know what I mean? And plus, look at what we've done without money, like quote unquote without money, like Second you get all that money, you start to then think, oh, let's spend money and buy shite, and we've done that before. We've spent money on shite, big money on players who are injured, constantly, wasted so much money, and it's put us into a really, really bad position, and I don't want that to happen again. I like how we're doing things at the minute. I like the fact that KDL and Speakman have got a plan. Yes, it hasn't been popular in times, but there is a plan. Far too many times in Sunderland's history, there's not been a plan. There's just been a, let's buy old Man U players, and that seemed to be the plan. Are they injured? Yes, they are. Good, let's get them in. Oh, wait, they're injured, and they're costing us 50 grand a week. Oh, right, yeah, have they played in the last 2 years? No. Oh, that's not really ideal, is it? No, it's not, is it? No. Yeah, maybe let's stop doing that, because that's a stupid plan. Enzo on a permanent deal is amazing. I mean, 20 million quid's a lot of money, We need to get him playing as well. I think either way, Varane out of retirement, yeah, we'll end up with fucking Casemiro or something. It's like, oh God. I genuinely saw someone, I think it was on TikTok, so I'm not really classing them as an actual journalist or any person with relevant thought, but I saw someone suggesting players that Sunderland should sign, and someone said Johnny Evans, and I was like, oh God. Oh, old Sunderland would have done that. Old Sunderland would have gone back to Johnny Evans. And I'm not saying he's not a bad player, but he's not what we need right now. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think Jordan Henderson is a thing. Like, I think we don't need Jordan Henderson either. What a game Stockport Orient was. What did it finish? What was the situation? Yeah, and then you end up with like all the banter, like, why don't you sign Onana? Like, oh. Premier League football banter's crap as well. How did we replace Ahmad? We didn't. You can't. Like, genuinely, you can't. Ahmad is still the best player I've ever seen in a Sunderland shirt. We bought 2 strikers. We bought Wilson Isidore and we bought Elijah Mayenda, who is becoming a very, very good player. Very good player. But yeah, we didn't replace Diallo. We just had to look for a different type of player. In the same way we didn't replace Jermaine Defoe and we didn't replace Marco Gabbiadini. Like, we didn't replace Kevin Phillips, Niall Quinn. We went for different alternatives. Would I take Vardy? No. I think we've got to stick with what we're doing. I think we've got to keep the model of younger players that we can then sell on. I think I think Bellingham stays. I think Job stays, irrespective of what happens, whether we go up or we stay in the Championship. I don't think Bellingham goes. I think Job stays. I've just got a feeling that he's not going to go anywhere, and I think potentially even the same with Rig. And a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking Riggy would go. I think Riggy would be the one that would go, because someone like Fulham or West Ham would pay like 60 million quid. Something stupid. And at that point, you put him in the car or you drive him there yourself. But yeah, I just think that, yeah, I think he might stay. Hume's the one we need to keep a hold of, and Luke O'Nien. Do you know what I mean? Dortmund have been sniffing around Job. They've been sniffing around him for about 2 years, but they've not done anything about it. So I think it's an easy link as well, Job to Dortmund. But I get the impression that he probably wouldn't, rightly or wrongly, he might not see Dortmund as the right step, because I think if he goes then to Dortmund, then he's instantly being compared to Jude again, and he's his own player. He's his own player. He's a very different player to Jude. You know, he doesn't want to have those comparisons, and I think he's done well at Sunderland to not be the comparison player. You know, so I think having to try and tread the same pathway, I can't really see him doing it, to be honest. Dortmund's no longer a stable club. Yeah. Is it still a bit up in the air, is it? If Rig goes, he'll probably be loaned back. I think if someone's paying 45 million quid or 40 million quid, they're not loaning him back. I think you pay 40 million quid for a player to play and play, because it's not Football Manager. Do you know what I mean? There's no instant loan back clause. You know, sign Jude on a 1-year loan. Again, yeah. It's not going to happen. Managers and styles are different. Yeah, and I think they get rid of their sporting directors as well, don't they? Which changes things. Is Matthias Sammer still there? Where we're 1-0 down to Balotelli's Craiova. Given the fact that all we've done is draw, I'm not unconfident that we won't score. It'd be nice to get a win, though. Put us back into the European hunt. Great ball down the line. There's Diallo. The big egg brought down. Penalty. That's one cracking bit of play down the wing there. Easy penalty. Couldn't be any more clear cut. Shouldn't Job stay one season and potentially raise his market value? I'm not sure about raising market value. I think he stays because he's getting first team football. He's one of the first names on the team sheet. Riggy is getting a lot of first team football. Is he going to get that at a Premier League club or another club? For let's just say another club. Is he going to go there and play football, or is he going to go there and get 60 grand a week? And at that point, what do you prefer? You know, do you want 60 grand a week, 70 grand a week, 80 grand a week to not play, or do you want to play football? And that's only a decision that they can make, really, and that's up to them. Oh, what a ball! The big egg. Do you think if you don't go up, there'll be some big players for you that go? Probably. But, like, again, maybe this is an age thing. Footballers come and go. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be okay with that. Like, you know, players leave. They're not there forever. The club is. Hopefully. Hopefully. The club's there forever. We've replaced better players than players we've got in the team now. You know, there was a time when Kevin Phillips left. Yeah. Ahmad was on loan and left, and we're all still every single week or every single transfer window. It's like, do you reckon Ahmad will come back? Like, you know, we're not over the fact that he's gone. You know, Jordan Pickford left, Jordan Henderson left. We had Shea Given on loan when he was 17, I think. You know, he left. Michael Bridges left. Michael Gray left. Players leave. You know, and if those players go on and do better somewhere else, then fine. If they don't, fine. The thing we have to do is when those players do leave is make sure we replace them properly. And if we don't, then that's our fault. Yeah. Pickford, yeah, we you know, we've been fortunate when we lost Pickford, we had Patterson lined up. When we lost Mignolet, we had Pickford lined up. That's what you got to be. Like, have you got somebody ready to replace them with? And if we haven't, that's when the problems come. You know? Coupe makes it 4-1. This is what we're talking about. Jason says, last time I heard of Matthias Sammer, he was retired and leaving Bayern Munich. Kind of like playing FM. A lot like playing FM, Matty. A lot like playing FM. We need to do what Brighton are doing, buy up young future players. What, from us? That's what Brighton are doing, isn't it? But we are doing that. Like, we're literally, it's what most football teams are doing, apart from the teams who are at the top, who can just go and spend big money on players. You know, and we've got to remember, there is a food chain. There's a food chain in football. Like, every club is part of the food chain until you get to Real Madrid. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, nobody asks to leave Real Madrid, whereas every other club, players will ask to leave if Real Madrid come in for you. You know, that's why Liverpool fans can't quite get their heads around Trent Alexander-Arnold and won't accept that they are not Real Madrid. Yeah, because that's the top of the food chain. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the top of the food chain. Rodrigo wants to leave. That's because he doesn't like playing with Jude. Yeah. And what he'll do is he'll go to probably Saudi Arabia and earn a billion quid. That's where he'll go. Yeah. TJ's going to start singing the Circle of Life. But that's it though, isn't it? Like, that's sort of how it looks. You know, there's always somewhere for them to go, you know? But yeah, if Real Madrid come in for you, you leave. Because you don't sit there and be like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. You end up going. Patterson would be good competition at Brighton. It's always a tricky one, isn't it? For a first team goalkeeper to go and sit on a bench somewhere else. It goes back to that thing, isn't it? Do you want to play football or do you want to be Scott Carson? You know? And yes, fine, he's got Premier League winners' medals, but I think he's played, 4 games in the last 10 years? Yeah. To be fair, Dan, I actually saw you linked with Real Madrid this week, so I do expect you to leave as one of the mods to go and join Real Madrid's mod team. I can't stop you. Do you know what I mean? They're the top of the food chain. You know? Figo was Barcelona's number 1 and he still chose Real Madrid. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ronaldo, R9, Barcelona, ended up at Real Madrid. Not, you know, the next step, but whereas Figo was. Yeah, that's it. Right, there we go, yeah, just bash him out the way. Scott Carson has become fabulously wealthy for just making up the numbers. Yeah. It's good, isn't it? He doesn't even, like, give people a lift, I don't think. Scott Carson is a goalkeeping coach who won't retire, is still a player. Yeah, I mean, he's been goalkeeping coach for, like, the last 10 years. Because he doesn't play. Might as well put, you know, Ethel the tea lady on the bench. Got as much chance of playing in goal. Bad news about Ethel. I know, it's a shame. She makes a cracking cup of tea, but now she's got to sit on the bench. You know, broken hip career's over. Yeah, she's still higher up the pecking order than Scott Carson though. 5-3. This is not looking good, is it? Let's maybe Let's make a defensive change, shall we? Probably helps with homegrown. That I mean, look, yeah, that's just a way of fudging the numbers, isn't it? That's all that is. He's only there because of the fact they have to have somebody English. Yeah, they've not signed Scott Carson for his ability. Do you reckon we'd sack Debris or stick with him the whole season? Oh, I mean that's a proper question right there, isn't it? Do we sack the manager? We've not even been promoted yet, or not, and are we going to sack the manager? It's football. Who knows? Who knows? It all depends on what's happening. If we're bottom of the league, say right, argument's sake, we go up, right, and we're bottom of the league, and it's February. Let's say he's got until February, right, and we've got 3 points. Yes, he gets sacked. Yes. He probably gets sacked before Christmas if we're only on 3 points, right? If he gets to the end of the season and we are not relegated and we're safe and we've not been, and it's not gone down the last match of the season, then yeah, he stays. Absolutely. Ultimately, it's going to come down to how he does. Do you know what I mean? Then there's no two ways around that. If he does well, he doesn't get sacked. If he does badly, he gets sacked. Same with the players. Like, if the players do well, then they keep playing. They get more contracts. If the players do badly, they get sold. If we get to the Premier League and start doing shit, it might be worth getting Dyche in. Look, I love the idea of that, but let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Like this is the Sunderland fan. This is the Sunderland fan coming out, isn't it? Like instantly pessimistic. Like, right, we've got this really nice thing, but it's probably not that nice, is it? Like there's probably something wrong with it. So what happens when it all goes to shit? Like no Sunderland fan has ever enjoyed a nice Christmas day because we're all sitting there going, it's fucking cold though, isn't it? Like just there's always something to complain about. Innit? If you get Dyche in, you might as well get Moyes. Yeah, and we've had Moyes. We haven't had Dyche. I said get Dyche in before Debris. Yeah. But let's just see. Yeah. Stick with the manager. If you get promoted, was it expected? If not, keep the man. No, we were not expected to get promoted. We weren't expected to get in the playoffs. You know, if we'd have lost last night, we would have been able to hold our heads high and win. We've done well. Like we've never been outside the top 4 all season, right? That wasn't part of the plan. So he's done a fantastic job. He's earned the opportunity at whatever league we're in next season. He's earned the opportunity to start that season. Whether he finishes that season is down to how he performs. You know, if we're in the Championship and we're bottom of the Championship, he gets sacked. If we're in the Premier League, he's bottom of the Premier League, he gets sacked. That's, you know, rightly or wrongly. Oh God, Alan Kirbishley. Oh, jobs for the old boys. Struggling to get 3 at the back to work consistently. Talk to me about consistently, Monty Crammer. What do you mean consistently? And again, maybe I'm being a bit pedantic with some of these questions. It's like, do you mean you've got a 3 at the back system and you aren't keeping clean sheets every single week? Is that consistent? What do you mean by consistent? No, because is our tactic consistent? Nope. Winning games, drawing games, losing games. We've not changed the tactic. Is that consistent? It's not green all the way down, is it? Nothing's consistent really in football, unless you're playing a really shit league and you're the best team in the league, or the Premier League as it's called. Am I right? Oh, Bascagno getting the big Bobby Coppins, dropping the big tens. Kirbish's last job was 17 years ago. Oof, that does go quickly, doesn't it? Maybe not for Alan Kirbishley. Maybe she's still at home and Mrs. Kirbish is going, "Are you going to get a job soon?" He's like, "Well, I'm trying, you know." Sunderland just hired this French guy. Just wait until he gets sacked in the Premier League. Let's see about that. Yeah, that should be good. But Alan, he hasn't been sacked. Have I got a second series? Sorry, he spilled over in Alan Partridge at this point. Stan's still not fit. Well, let's put on the bench. Actually, he's fit enough for the bench, I think. So it's Magic George isn't. He's just past retirement age. Mrs. Allen is stuck with him now. Oh, I bet she's angry. I bet she's not happy about that. Fuck's sake, Alan. Just wanted you out the house. Now all of a sudden, now you're definitely stuck here. 17 years you've not worked. All you ever tell me about is the time you were at Charlton. Right. Last time we played Steaua Bucharest, we beat them 5-2, I think? 6-2 maybe? Look at this. We're 1 point ahead of Dinamo Bucharest. We're 1 point ahead of Sepski. We're 2 points ahead of Craiova. We're third. This is crazy. Craiova have taken lead against Dinamo. Oh, it's out of the post. Diallo! 1-0. Come on. Off the post. Lovely finish. Kirbishley potentially featuring in Sunderland till I retire. I'd watch that. Actually, that's the point. I forgot to mention that. So, you know the taxi driver in Sunderland Till I Die? I'm pretty sure he was sat directly across from me last night as well. Oh, Damashkin should have finished that. Diallo's corner. Cleared away. That is a claim to fame. Yeah. I didn't get a picture. I think he was quite busy enjoying the match, being tense. You know, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's that guy. Get out the red carpet. Yeah. I mean, he's more famous than I am, so. Like the fact he still sits with the fans. You know, he's not in the hospitality suite. Here's Coupe. Diallo. Evening A15. Welcome. Well, it's time yeah. Lad from Sunderland Till I Die. The Big Egg makes it 2. A15 watching the mythical team get battered 5-1 by Celtic. Celtic conceded a goal to a team that don't exist. What about that? Should do an episode of the podcast with Play FM while he drives a taxi. Yeah, it's like a comedy podcast crossover, isn't it? You know, comedians in cars getting coffee, and it's like Football Manager players in a taxi talking about football. Oh, Ray Minaj with a 619 in the top corner there. Nikki will be pleased with that goal. Yeah, that's a reference I almost get. Although in her house she calls it football menage. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. Have we got a goal? Disallowed. He is off. He is off. Up the Bahoys. Top joke off the cuff, thank you, Z. It never leaves, does it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you've got that ability, if it's in there, it'll come out. That's what she said. and then I've disgusted everyone. I tried. I did try. Right. Keep telling them they're doing a good job. Keep telling them they're doing a good job. We're still third. 2 points clear of Craiova now. What's happened there? Have they haven't dropped points, have they? They're not playing. That does help. 1 point ahead of Sepsky. Alaru floats in, nodded away. Oh, not nodded far enough away. Pantea makes it 2. We've drawn level. We were 2-0 up. They've pulled it back. It's a good goal, mind. Yeah, it comes through a sea of players there, doesn't it? We drop out of the top 3. 4 is still enough for Europa League. So we've still got that to think about. 4 is still pretty good. Dan, I had a witty joke today. Oh, tell me a witty joke. You've been caught with your Panteas down. I like that. That's good. Actually, it's quite nice. That's good. Let's put Magic George on for Coupe. Right, come on, boys. Cautious. Let's go up to balance, maybe. Offer a bit of encouragement. Here we go. Free kick. Pakararu. Oh! I thought we'd had. I thought that was us taking the lead then. Surely that was in. Bit more encouragement. Come on, boys. We've got this. We've got this. I mean, we've now dropped to 5th. Sepsky 3-1 up. We've dropped all the way down. Eze with the free kick now. Oh, it's just going to be Seuss with a save. Let's go positive. 10 minutes to go. We're going to have to try and get the ball forward, aren't we? Oh, hit the bar. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Change up, get a deep line playmaker rather than an anchor. We've got to try and get the ball into their box, really, haven't we? I mean, look at this. We've been battered in the second half. First half, we were brilliant. Yeah. Victor, my local team, my favourite team is Farul Constanta. Victor, appreciate you. I'm terribly sorry that we're 2-2 against Steaua Bucharest. We were 2-0 up. Threw it away. Threw that game away. Yeah. Look, we didn't lose, that's the thing, right? But now we've dropped down to 5th. 1 point behind Dinamo and Sepsky. And there's not long left in the season. How many games we got? 1, 2, 3, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 league games left, and the cup as well, quarterfinals. So there's still a little bit of the season left. How come we've chosen Farul? Basically, we left our job in Finland, and Farul approached us and it was like, oh, let's have a little conversation there. And yeah, they wanted us, and we thought let's go. So Georgie Hadji is in charge, and you don't say no to Georgie Hadji, do you? So there is that. Dan says we had to go to the job centre appointment when my hearing aids came apart while taking my headphones off. I was putting them back together. I was trying to tell this woman my name, was checking me. I can't hear you. I said, yeah, I can't hear you without these in. There you go. See, that's the thing. I think she's got to watch. Yeah, La in with the follow as well. Thank you very much, La. Very kind indeed. Levski Sofia. Levski, one of the nicer. Look at that youth. Oh, look at that youth recruitment. Levski Sofia, top team in Bulgaria. Would that be? Let me have a quick little nosy on what Levski Sofia are like. Are Levski Sofia a nice team, or are they a horrible one? Let's see. The team is called the Team of the People. So that's a good start. They've won 74 trophies. Good. 29 national championships. The first Bulgarian club to play in the Champions League. Can anybody check as to whether or not they're the bad ones? Is this not what I looked at the other day? Is it? Or who was the one that had the that kicked off with Villa? Oh, it's got an anthem. It has an anthem. That's a good sign. Oh dear. I think we've worked it out. That they might be bastards, because it says here, Ultras Levski have a long-standing friendship with Lazio fans. Oh dear. Oh, it was going so well. It was going so well. Just being friends with Lazio just sneaks in, doesn't it? In 2013, fans displayed a banner wishing Adolf Hitler a happy birthday. Oh, yeah. Oh well. Maybe we're not going to go to Levski Sofia. let's not do that. Oh look, Inter Miami. Legia Warsaw. That's the one that we that we spoke about the other day, wasn't it? That's the one that had the thing with Villa. Yeah. Maybe. Who wants to go back to South Africa? Andy Wilson, I haven't played FM in years. Is this modded, or does it have a stadium picks in for the clubs? Yeah, no, it's modded, yeah. Yeah, we've got to download the stadium pack, which is freely available. Just, yeah, chuck a whole bunch of stadiums in there. Kit packs and logo packs as well. I don't bother with all the faces, right? Some people come in and they complain that I haven't got faces, and I'm like, it doesn't really matter, does it? Doesn't really matter, but some people don't take that. South Africans have never done anything dodgy. No, not a thing. Not a thing. Can't prove it. Can't prove it at all. It's not, probably not written down somewhere. We've still got our eyes on Bohemians, haven't we, in Prague? That's someone we think about, which is quite nice because of the whole kangaroo thing. Right, and now our goalkeeper's has taken ill. Of course he has. Good job, we've got two good goalkeepers, isn't it? Landino. We thought we'd signed him, but yeah, off to Inter Miami he went. Never mind. Never mind. Right, actually, let me have a quick look at how long we've got left. So we've got, 2, 3, 4, 5 league games plus quarterfinal, semi-final, final. 8 games maybe left. Do you know what? I reckon that's probably fine to leave now, and then we can come back on Friday and we can finish the league off and then make some decisions as to what we do going forward. That feels like a good idea, doesn't it? Rather than sort of like basically staying on for another half an hour. The reason is I'm going to level with you. I got back late last night, as you know, so I don't particularly want to be like. I want some sleep. I want some sleep. So I figured now is probably a good idea to jump off. It's a natural end point for where we are. We've got a big match against Sepsky to play in the closing stage of the cup. That's quarterfinals. Then we play them again in the league. Then Dinamo, Rapid, Craiova, Stoya. That's the run in. We're in good form. We're 5th. There's 1 point in it. We are there or thereabouts, right? It's going to be interesting. When am I live again? We'll be live again on Friday. It'll be Friday, which is going to be again. It'll be 9 o'clock. It might be 8:30. Depends on whether the kids are asleep or not, but more likely be 8:30. 9 o'clock. Sorry. Yeah, if we're earlier, keep your eyes on Discord. We'll get in. That's how many games we've got left. And then we'll be able to wrap the season up, and then we'll decide what happens next as to whether we stay in Romania, whether we move on, or whatever. And we just work it out between us, to be honest. So I think that sounds like a decent idea. So what we'll probably do then is let's have a little nosy about who is on that we want to go and see and raid into. Size playing Gunbot Diplomacy. I'm not sure. Do we go and see that, or do you want some more FMing? People do tend to like the one thing, don't they? And go, nope, that's fine. I just want this. Thank you. So let's see. Who have I not seen before? Might not even be someone I've not seen before. Maybe it's someone we have seen, and we just go back and do something a bit more.
Northern for a year.
Interesting. Let's have a look around, shall we? I want someone with a camera on as well, so you can actually see these people and interact with them. Right, here we go. Okay. Big Will plays stuff. Okay. Wilston, first season. Let's go there. Who's living? Yes, I am. I am a Sunderland fan. I am a Sunderland fan indeed. I had a lovely time yesterday. So you need to drop a follow. On the Twitch, the TikTok stream. If you're on Twitch, well, drop a follow. Appreciate that. Who's living? Very, very kind indeed. So yeah, let's go and give Big Will some love. Drop a follow on their stream as well. And yeah, thank you as always for tonight. It's been great. I'll see you all on Friday. Check out the podcast tomorrow. And yeah, see you all on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye now.